Alright guys, now as a gamer, I like feet. But you know what I don't like? Is when people take one of my favorite games and try to feed it into the AI slop factory. And that's exactly what this one channel that I found is trying to do. They're making what I call the Skibbity Ohio genre of content about Elden Ring lore. Now, what is Skibbity Ohio content? It's the very, TikTokified, YouTube shortsified, sort of short-form brain rot content for kids with ADD. Now, I should mention, before I get started on this all does fall under fair use, even though I'm playing 5 of his videos in their entirety. I mean, first of all, each of his videos is only a minute long. But this is for the purpose of criticism. I'm not just gonna be doing low-effort react content where I play his video and say nothing other than lol, cringe, L, bad video. No, I'm going to be actually explaining why the takes on the lore are either incredibly surface level or just straight up wrong in some instances.
In the shadow of the Elden Ring's shattering, a dark secret lurks. The Night Cavalry, shrouded in mystery and darkness, ride through the endless night, casting a chilling presence upon the lands. These spectral horsemen, draped in black armor, are said to be the remnants of an ancient order, bound to eternal nightfall.
This part I'm not sure if it's just straight up wrong, but citation needed, order bound to eternal nightfall. I've read some of the lore on the Knights Cavalry, I've never seen anything like that in it. I don't know, maybe I'm missing out on something here, but anyway.
They appear only under the cover of darkness, their intentions unknown, but their presence undeniable. The Night Cavalry's haunting lore begins with their origin, tied to the fall of an eldritch deity that once ruled the lands.
Okay, you see what I'm talking about? This is where he just starts making shit up, or rather the AI he had scraping the internet starts making shit up. A lot of what he does seems like it was scraped from some wiki or something, but this one had to be pulled from Reddit. What eldritch god are you talking about? Are you trying to say that they work for Astel, however that's pronounced? Because they fucking don't, dude.
Cursed by this fallen god, the knights were condemned to ride forever, serving as the guardians of darkness. They wander the desolate roads, their spectral horses leaving no trace, their silent vigil a reminder of a forgotten era. Encountering these riders is a test of courage and skill, for their combat prowess is unmatched, and their spectral steeds swift as shadows. The Night Cavalry's existence serves as a stark reminder of the cost of ambition and the darkness that can consume even the noblest of knights. Endlessly patrolling, they symbolize the cyclic nature of despair and the eternal struggle against darkness. Their tragic fate is a testament to the game's rich lore, intertwining sorrow with the eerie beauty of the night.
Okay, this is another thing with this guy. It's every video he has to end with some oh, here's the moral of the story, here's the message of this bit of the lore or whatever. It's giving a very English class essay kind of vibe. It's you know when your teacher says you have to make the conclusion its own paragraph and it has to have so many sentences in it and all that, but you've really said everything you have to say already? This is like that. It's very stilted. It's very kind of just forced, you could have left it out. You're trying to make the thing more than what it really is. Anyway, so the Knights Cavalry, what they really are is they work for Morgott. He leads them under the guise of Margit, his alter ego. Nowhere in the video does it mention that. It seems to think that they work for some eldritch deity, which I don't get how any actual person could write that, as the video. That's off base enough. I feel like it was somehow some AI hallucination thing. This is... Okay, so I've seen a lot of his videos that are very just it feels like they're just reading the wiki to you, but this is the one where it's just straight up wrong, and it's wrong to the point of how the hell did you come up with that?
In the shadow of the Elden Ring's shattering, a dark secret lurks.
There we go again. Even the intros, all of these videos have intros that are also very stilted, And it's just, I can't help but think that this is how I would write papers in like high school and college when I had a teacher where I just thought they sucked. Like, okay, if you're one of my old teachers and you've somehow figured out who I am, yeah, if I wrote an essay for you that sounded like this, had this type of intro, this type of conclusion, just know it meant that I thought your standards were unreasonable, and the whole time I was writing it, I was kind of rolling my eyes and going, oh, well, here I go, I have to jump through these hoops he set up for me. But anyway, on with the video. Let's see what he says.
The nomadic merchants of Elden Ring are more than just wandering traders.
That's not what they look like. That's not even close.
They are cursed souls, condemned to an eternal journey of sorrow. These once proud people, now draped in tattered cloaks and playing mournful tunes, are remnants of a tragic past. Once they lived in harmony, but the shattering of the Elden Ring unleashed a calamity that forever changed their fate.
Was the rise of the frenzied flame tied to the shattering of the Elden Ring? I don't know, maybe, like, that's possible, but I feel like it never directly says that, and it doesn't imply it that heavily. Maybe I need to brush up on my timeline, but so far, no mentions of the Three Fingers, or the Flame, or Shabriri, or any of that. So let's get back to it. Maybe it'll get better.
When the Elden Ring shattered, chaos engulfed the lands between. The nomadic merchants were falsely accused of treachery and subjected to unimaginable torment.
Okay, that part was true. Let's see if he elaborates on that at all.
As a result, they were cursed, forced to wander indefinitely, their souls bound to the road with no respite. Their mournful songs are echoed.
Don't have horns? Like, why would anyone who's actually played the game think that the nomadic merchants had horns? Like, I get that these are AI images, but why would you not tell the AI to go back to the drawing board? Like, why would you not reject that and be like, no, okay, I'm gonna type without horns in the fucking thing now, in the prompt.
Of their suffering, a haunting reminder of their lost homeland and shattered dreams. This curse not only affects their bodies, but also their minds, trapping them in an endless loop of despair and longing. The nomadic merchant's plight is a somber reflection of the world's fractured state and the cruelty that arises from fear and misunderstanding. Their story is a testament to resilience, a dark yet poignant chapter in Elden Ring's intricate lore.
Okay, so it pays lip service to the intricate lore while ignoring pretty much all of it. Not once did they name drop Shabriri or the Frenzied Flame or the Three Fingers or how they summoned it or how they were sent to the subterranean shunning grounds, like to the bottom layer of that. It's all just very surface level stuff. It's like someone who was given a summary of Elden Ring but never actually played it. Almost like it was written entirely by a robot.
In the shadow of the Elden Ring shattering, a dark secret lurks.
He's gonna do these cheesy intros every time.
Within the world of Elden Ring, the Omen Killers stand as harbingers of dread, tasked with a grim duty. These masked executioners roam the land, hunting down the Omen, beings cursed at birth with twisted horns and immense power.
Okay, so, like, why does he look like a Black Knife assassin there? Like, the Omen Killers, they're known by their masks. They have very distinctive masks. This is not an Omen Killer.
The origins of the Omen Killers are shrouded in darkness and bloodshed. These ruthless enforcers were created by the Golden Order to maintain a cruel form of purity. Born from fear and hatred, the Omen Killers were trained from childhood to be merciless, believing their actions would cleanse the land of impurity. Their masks, adorned with eerie symbols, conceal their identity, turning them into faceless agents of death and judgment. The Omen, despite their curse...
That is not an omen, that is Baphomet. Dude, what the hell are you doing?
...often held the potential for greatness, but were doomed by the society that feared them. The Omen Killers' brutal methods involving torture and public executions ensured that no trace of the cursed would remain. This dark chapter in Elden Ring's lore reflects the deepest fears of humanity and the lengths some will go to in the name of perceived sanctity. The existence of Omen Killers is a chilling reminder of the cruelty that can arise from fear and the dire consequences of blind zealotry.
Okay, so I don't think he got any of the lore wrong on that one, but still, it's Cliff Notes, dude. This is literally Cliff Notes. This is someone trying to write an essay on a book that they only read the Cliff Notes of. Like, what else can I say about that, dude? Like, that's all this is. It's the Cliff Notes summary mixed with, like, some flowery language to dress it up and fill space.
In the shadow of the Elden Ring shattering, a dark secret lurks. Enter the Weeping Peninsula, a land drenched in sorrow and stained by the echoes of the past. This desolate region holds tales of profound despair and unspeakable agony. Once a thriving land, the peninsula was forever changed by an ancient curse that cast a shroud of perpetual mourning over its inhabitants.
What is bro yapping about here?
Here the air is thick with the cries of the lost and the damned, whispering tales of tragic betrayal and eternal torment. Central to this sorrowful tale is Castle Morn, a fortress that stands as a spectral beacon amidst the desolation. Within its crumbling walls, a rebellion once rose.
The rebellion is still going on when you get there. Anyone who's played the game would know that. The enemies fight each other. You have two different factions of enemies at war with each other, and you can exploit that to win easier.
Led by those who sought to overthrow their tyrannical oppressors. But the revolt was doomed from the start, ending in a bloodbath that saw the castle's halls painted red with the blood of both the innocent and guilty. The souls of the fallen continue to wander, their restless spirits bound to the site of their demise, eternally reliving their tragic end.
He's either talking about the jellyfish on the lower level of Castle Morn, or he's just making shit up.
This haunting legacy serves as a grim reminder.
Okay, skip the outro. You get the picture. They all have that same type of outro. Anyway, you know how Elden Ring's lore was created by Miyazaki asked George R.R. Martin to create a world and characters, and then that was filtered through Miyazaki's own sort of more macabre vision of things. He sort of retold George R.R. Martin's writing through his own lens. This is like if you took that and it went from George R.R. Martin to Miyazaki to now it's given to a ninth grader to try and summarize. Like, what the hell? Like, half of that was just straight up made up, dude.
In the shadow of the Elden Ring shattering, a dark secret lurks. The Carian royals, once revered and powerful, are now engulfed in a tragic tale of betrayal. At the heart of this story lies the betrayal of Queen Rennala of Caria.
See, he goes from pronouncing it Carian nobles to Queen Rennala of Caria. This is how you know, if you're not good at spotting AI slop, this is how you know it's not a real person narrating. Just throwing that out there in case you're new to this.
Rennala, a powerful sorceress, was abandoned by her consort Radagon, who left her to pursue greater powers and unite with Queen Marika.
Marika.
This act of abandonment shattered Rennala emotionally and led to the collapse of Carian rule. Rennala's descent into madness was only the beginning. Her children, the offspring of her union with Radagon, were caught in the web of this betrayal. Ranni, the lunar princess, rejected her destiny and orchestrated the Night of the Black Knives.
Dude, why is the knife attached to her finger? Quality control, bro. Quality control. Like, I'm not one of these, like, outspoken artist types who's all like, oh, you know, AI art is bad even if you're doing it for free, but Jesus Christ, dude, at least proofread what your AI program is giving you. Don't just mindlessly take everything and compile it into a video without checking.
A massacre that led to the death of Godwyn the Golden. This act set forth a chain of events that further plunged the world into darkness.
Blythe. Although that one's understandable, those Welsh names are weird.
The half-wolf and loyal companion to Ranni, was driven to madness by inner conflict, torn between his loyalty to her and the greater cosmic forces at play. The betrayal and its aftermath left an indelible mark on the Carian lineage, making them symbols of sorrow and lost glory. As you explore the remnants of their legacy in Elden Ring, the shadows of betrayal continue to haunt every corner.
Okay, so that one, I don't think he got anything flat out wrong, but it it's good at demonstrating how sloppy this whole series is. You know, the art is sloppy, the AI narration is sloppy. Zero quality control is taking place here.
In the shadow of the Elden Ring's shattering, a dark secret lurks. The loathsome
Dungeoneer,
reviled by all, is a figure of pure malevolence. Born from despair and corruption, his tale is one of unimaginable horror. The Dungeoneer.
Okay, so we're getting better. We've gone from Dungeoneer to Dungeoneer. Unfortunately, that is where the progress stops.
Once a man, descended into madness, consumed by the curse of the omen. His body, marked by grotesque horns, symbolizes his fall from humanity.
The Dungeoneer is not an omen. He has markings of horns on his armor, but he's more like a wannabe omen, okay? So this guy was essentially like an SJW. He saw the racism going on against the omens, and he goes, hey, I'm gonna be like a simp for these omens. I'm going to fight for their rights, but in like a really fucked up way. So instead of championing the rights of omens, he decides to try and curse everyone so that they're all reborn as omens, because if everyone is an omen, then racism against omens can't take place. He's kind of like Magneto, except like explicitly evil.
But it's his mind, twisted by years of neglect and hatred, that harbors the true darkness. His very existence is an affront to the Golden Order.
He eats the poo-poo. He is eating the poo-poo. We do not want it.
And his actions are driven by a desire to spread death and despair. The Dungeoneer revels in defiling corpses, ensuring that his victims never find peace. His lair, a macabre chamber of death, tells the story of countless souls tormented beyond the grave. This villain's horrific past is a stark reminder of the cruelty and suffering that pervades the lands between. As you traverse this dark world, remember the Dungeoneer's legacy, a symbol of the relentless curse that can consume even the most resilient spirit.
Okay, so here's this channel's bio. Welcome to the epic realm of gaming awesomeness. Get ready to embark on a wild gaming journey with a veteran gamer who's here to share the thrill, tips, and tales of the virtual world. Now, you can pause this if you really want to read it all. But man, the vibe it gives off is very like corporate focus group, very marketing department. But yeah. Let's go on to see what some of this guy's older content looks like, huh? Okay, so here we see he used to just be a normal gaming channel. Like, he wasn't getting very many views, which I can see why he tried to go for the AI thing, because he wasn't getting very many views. But at least his content was original. At least it was his own. I think what he was doing wrong is he wasn't putting in any voiceover on these. I've seen his old videos, I watched through them, it's just straight gameplay. And man, look, if you're watching this, guy who created this, the AI slop route is not the way you want to go. I think you can do better, okay? I think what you really need is to record your own voiceovers over these games, the games that you've actually played from the looks of it. I don't think you've actually played through Elden Ring. Maybe you played through once. But you need to record just some voiceovers, some commentary. Do like I do. I mean, I still ain't shit, but I've at least got 500 some subscribers. You've still only got like 26. I get it, man. When you're starting out and it's early, it's easy to get frustrated. And it's easy to look at the allure of this trendy AI thing and be like, huh, I could probably make a career out of this just by having computers do all the work for me. I get it. It looks like it's just printing money. And like 1 or 2 years ago, this would have worked. But I think people are catching on to the fact that this AI stuff is just mass-produced slop now. I don't think this works anymore. And you know what? That's a good thing for everyone that this doesn't work anymore. What you need to do, and you might not speak English. That might be what's holding you back. But make content in whatever language you speak. There is a local audience for you. Don't rely on these cheap tricks, this just complete slop, to try and become a professional YouTuber. I get that it's hard, but this particular method of cheating doesn't work anymore. We've all caught on to it. I hope you see this, and I hope it inspires you to make a little higher effort content. It doesn't even have to be super high effort. My content's dumb as hell half the time. But at least it's real, you know? At least there's an actual person behind it. At least there's some soul behind it. I ran out of gameplay footage, but that's okay. Anyway, in conclusion, this video shows the dark state of YouTube, and okay, I'm not gonna do that. But anyway, like and subscribe, join the channel. Hey.